Have you been feeling the joyments this festive season? Did you get advice from the betterers about how to have a merry Christmas? If so, you've been a victim of the latest corporate crime against the English language, the freak word. These are Frankenstein words, made up agglomerations designed to draw your attention solely to promote a product. Joyments are apparently what you feel when you have a scratchy in your pocket, and the betterers are like Santa's elves, only they can help you with your finances. Merry Christmas channels the spirit of Christmas for the noble sake of gambling, possibly draining the very coffers of Christmas itself. Before you leap in to defend these words as humorous and creative copy competing in a crowded commercial environment, bear in mind they are anything but harmless. They violate fundamental rules in English grammar for the sake of a quick buck. The more we let this happen, the less clear and precise our language will become. Freak words were a notable trend in the 2017 list of the worst words and phrases released by the Plain English Foundation. Each year, the Foundation collects the worst examples of doublespeak, buzzwords and spin. And surprisingly, corporate spin featured prominently again this year, particularly whenever a company faced public scrutiny. United Airlines, for example, used security staff to drag a passenger out of his assigned seat and off an overbooked plane. When confronted with video evidence of its bleeding and distressed customer, the airline played down the incident as an overbook situation that led to involuntary deboarding. The chief executive reluctantly apologized for having to reaccommodate the passenger. In Australia, another airline lost a propeller mid-flight, which the pilot described as a new commanded engine operation. I am sure the control tower was relieved to know he didn't command the propeller to fall off. Why is it that airlines seem so perversely opposed to plain English? Corporate spin took a darker turn after allegations against Harvey Weinstein unleashed some of the worst non-apologies ever uttered in the English language. Australia's own Don Burke was among the chief offenders when responding to claims of sexual misconduct, admitting that I might have terrified a few people, or whatever. Words still matter, and when they are used to paper over an abuse of power and evade responsibility, it's more essential than ever that we call them out. Which brings us to the worst words of the year, and it's no surprise they were associated with United States President Donald Trump. On his very first day in the job, White House Press Secretary Sean Spicer lied about the size of the crowd attending the president's inauguration. When asked to clarify, Trump's advisor Kellyanne Conway argued Spicer had merely given alternative facts. Let's be clear about this: a fact simply cannot have an alternative that is also a fact. In the words of George Orwell, this is a language designed to make lies sound truthful and murder respectable, and to give an appearance of solidity to pure wind. If you think that's an exaggeration, the Trump administration followed up by explaining the president wasn't wrong about something else he'd said. He was instinctively correct.